everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I'm going to be doing my weekly reads wrap up so that you'll know what I read from the 8th to the 14th. I'm in the middle of a whole bunch of books, but I did manage to get a few things done. I read 5 books this week. 1 was an e-arc, and 4 were audiobooks. So that's kind of how it's going. I have a lot of other things going on at the same time, so it's easier to get some audiobooks while I'm on the go and things. You'll see when I talk about what I'm currently reading. But I did finish Railroaded for Murder by J.C. Eaton. This is, I believe, book number 8 in the Sophie Kimball series. And this one, it was so much fun. I laugh out loud every time I read one of these books. It's one of my favorite series. And in this, it's got Sophie, who she used to live, I think, in Michigan. I think it was somewhere up there where it was cold. And anyway, in the first book, her mom is in a booked for murder club, and they think somebody is trying to kill them. Like there's a curse on this book that they're reading, and she needs her to come down and check things out. And she doesn't really know why she wants her to go down there, because it's not like she's a policeman or anything like that. She worked in the bookkeeping department at a police department, but that doesn't really, mean the same thing. But her mom kind of thinks it does. So she goes down there to figure that out, and then she ends up staying there because she gets a job with Nate, who is a retired cop that she knew from up there, and he has moved to Arizona to kind of retire, but he's decided to open up a private investigations firm, and so she's doing the bookkeeping for him. And still, her mother thinks, because she belongs to that she should be the one solving all the murders and things like that. And it gets kind of funny. Harriet, she's a little overzealous. She's a little over enthusiastic about things. Her whole group is in the retirement community that they're at, but they're just a lot of fun. And in this one, Cecilia, who is one of her Harriet's friends, finds what she thinks she found a body. She's not sure. She thinks she found a body at a model railroad exhibit. So of course Harriet calls Sophie and's like, you need to get down here. Cecilia thinks she's found a body. And she's like, well, why don't you call the posse, which is like the volunteer police for the retirement community? And, well, it seems like Cecilia has called them one too many times about thinking she's seen a dead body. So she doesn't want to call them. And so Sophie's like, okay. So she gets up and she goes there to check it out with her mother. And it is indeed, this time, a dead body. There was a body at the model railroad exhibit. And Cecilia found the body while she was taking her walk. And so she gets wrapped up in that because, of course, Harriet thinks that she needs to try to find out what's going on. And then especially when the guy's wife is being charged with murder, and she swears she didn't do it, and they all know Roxanne, and so they're like, you've got to get her off the hook. And so it's so funny because Harriet and her group of friends decide they're going to start Operation Agatha for Agatha Christie. And there's the model railroad group, and then there is the I can't remember what their name. They're tap dancers. I can't remember, or rhythm tappers, I think that's what they're called. And so they've split the group up. Some of them are going to join or pretend like they're going to join the model railroad group, and then Cecilia used to tap dance when she was young, so they've decided to put her in with the tap dancers. And oh yeah, it's hilarious. Cecilia, Sophie thinks she must have been a nun in another life. She's that rigid about certain things, and her finding the body and joining the tappers, and then some things happen in the tappers, and then she's just, oh my goodness, they want me to wear, this skimpy outfit. I can't do that, because she's one of those that, would wear like the ankle length dresses or whatever. And so, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And so I gave this one 5 stars. Then I listened to Cat Got Your Secret by Julie Chase, and this is number 3 in the Kitty Couture series. I have one more to go, and then I'll have this series all caught up. And this one has Lacey, who is the owner of a pet boutique. She has finally kind of settled into being back home and opening up this boutique. And she was on her way to deliver some bones that she had made, and finds out that this man has been killed. They weren't sure if it was an accident or murder at the beginning, but then she finds out that it was murder, and it seems that her father might have been one of the last people to see him, and they were seen arguing and everything. So of course her father is a suspect, and so she's got to figure out what's going on. And I really enjoyed it. It's been a while since I read books 1 and 2, and so I wasn't sure how I would feel about the characters since it's been such a long time, but I kind of remembered a few things and some of the stuff that, her boutique and what she did and everything, and it wasn't really hard to get into, and I really enjoyed it, and so I gave it 4 stars. Then I got Good Witch Hunting by Dakota Cassidy, which is Witchless in Seattle, number 7. And Stevie is a witch with no powers, pretty much. In the beginning, in the first book, we find out that this mean warlock witch slapped her, or whatever it is, and kind of slapped the witch right out of her. The powers just kind of went. But she does have a little, and they do come and go a little bit, but one thing that she can do is she can hear this ghost. This ghost is he was an international spy, and so his name is Winterbottom, and she calls him her international man of mystery, or spy guy. And by number 7, she's got quite the entourage. She's got her bat familiar, Belfry. She's got Whiskey, their dog. There's a turkey, which I can't remember can't remember the turkey's name. And then we've got 2 ghosts. They're both spies, but they worked for the opposite sides of each other. But now since they're murdered and ghosts, they're friends. And we've got Winterbottom, which is the British spy, and then we have I think his name is Anarchy or something like that. I can't remember, but he's a Russian spy. And so she's got quite the entourage going on. And in this one, we get to meet some more interesting people. Spy Guy is kind of remembering some parts of when he was murdered, and it leads him to a tattoo parlor. And at the tattoo parlor, she meets Trixie, an ex-nun, who is a tattoo artist, whose friend is a demon. So, yeah. It's got a lot going for it. And in this one, the demon, I think her name was Coop, she is in the same room as a dead body, and so they think she's the one that killed the person, and so Stevie and her gang has to try to figure out what happened, because Trixie knows that Coop wouldn't do that. She's a good little demon, I guess, and so she wouldn't do that. So yeah, it's fun, it's quirky, it's not your average cozy mystery series, I guess. So if you're heavy into paranormal and you like that kind of stuff, you might like it a little bit more opposed to somebody who's not into that kind of stuff. But I like it, and I gave it 4 stars. And then I have Fate of the Fallen by Ellery Adams, which is number 5 in the number 5 in the Hope Street Church, and it's the last book in this series. So I have finished another series off of my series about series challenge. Yay! And so this one has Cooper's boss and his girlfriend, which actually happens to be the secretary where Cooper works, and her friend, have decided to take some time off. They've just recently kind of gotten together, and he's wanting to take her somewhere. Cooper is the kind of woman on the high end of the totem pole, and so she gets to be the boss for the week or whatever it is that they're gone. So she's hoping like nothing bad is going to happen. But of course, all kinds of things go wrong in the workplace. But not just that, her fiance's sister ends up being accused of murder when they're at some kind of outdoors event. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they're there, and it's got to do with his sister's workplace. And so she's got to try to figure out who murdered this guy, because she knows that his sister wouldn't have done this. Nate is he's just all like, it's driving him crazy that they think that his sister has done something. And so she's trying to balance workplace crisis with murder, trying to figure that out, and trying to make sure that, her fiance, she's there for him and everything that goes through everything. So she's trying to do this like balance thing. And yeah, in her workplace, like a guy gets sick, two guys get sick, then somebody else, and they're working on a short staff anyway, and they work for I can't remember what it's called, but it's like an office machine repair place, and they repair like Xerox machines and stuff like that. And so they're always out on calls a lot, and so she's trying to juggle all that, and she had a lot on her plate. But it was very enjoyable. I thought it was a decent place to stop. I don't know if this is where she wanted to stop, or like the publishers didn't want anymore, but it was I think, a pretty decent place for it to stop and be okay. You're not left with anything hanging or anything like that. At least I thought. And so I gave it 4 stars. And then we have Murder in the Cookbook Nook by Ellery Adams, and this is book retreat number 7, so this catches me up on this series. This one came out, I believe, this year, so I don't know if there's any more in the works for this series, but at least I know I am caught up. And we have 6 talented chefs come to Storyton Hall. They're doing kind of like a reality show, and they're pitted against each other in an outdoor kitchen arena. And then one of the chefs ends up murdered. And so Jane takes this very, very hard. She takes everything that happens at Storyton Hall to heart. She's the caretaker of this place. There's a lot of backstory, and so it's really hard to explain why she takes it to heart so much, because she is like the caretaker, and I'm talking about like, I don't know, how do you put it, kind of like a National Archives of books, like a secret deal of books that are like in the basement part or whatever. Like, so I mean, she is a caretaker of a lot of stuff. So, but they do have book retreats and stuff at Storyton Hall and everything, and that's kind of how they keep things running. So anything that happens there, she takes really personal, and so she is setting out to try to figure out what happened. And it was pretty good. I didn't guess the killer. I don't think I guessed the killer in any of these, I don't think. Yeah, so I liked it. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. And that's all the books that I have currently read. And so if you have read any of these books, or any of them sound interesting to you, don't forget to comment down below. I like to read everybody's comments, and I do try to comment back and everything. So yeah, chat with me down in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.